In this video, we're going to look at some properties of the modulus and argument of a complex number when we multiply or divide two of them. So for instance, let's say I had one complex number that I knew the modulus of and another complex number that I also knew the modulus of. What happens when I multiply these two numbers or divide them? Equally, if I knew the argument of this complex number and the argument of this one, what happens to the argument when I multiply or divide them? Let's have a look and see how we do that. So we're just going to kick things off by stating the results that we're going to use. And then I'm going to show you how to use them, then finally we will prove them. Here's the important result, and it looks harder than it actually is. If you have two complex numbers, z1 and z2, and their moduluses are r1 and r2 respectively, and their arguments are θ1 and θ2, then the following holds. If you multiply those complex numbers, then the new modulus is simply the modulus of z1 times the modulus of z2. So you just multiply moduluses. And the new argument is the sum of the arguments before. So you add the arguments. If, however, you're dividing z1 by z2, you divide the moduluses and you subtract the arguments. So it looks like a fairly complicated formula, but really the principle is very easy. When you multiply complex numbers, you multiply their modulus and add their argument. And when you divide their modulus and you subtract their argument. An example, let's say that z1 is 4, has an argument, a modulus of 4, an argument of pi over 3, and z2 has a modulus of 5, an argument of pi over 4. If I multiply these together, z1 times z2, the new modulus is going to be 4 times 5, which is 20. And the new argument is simply going to be the sum of the arguments we had before. So that's pi over 3 and pi over 4. Now when you add pi over 3 and pi over 4, you get 7/12 pi, or 7 pi over 12. So we get cos of 7 pi over 12 plus I sine 7 pi over 12. If we were dividing z1 over z2, then we simply use division for the modulus. So 4 divided by 5 is 4/5. And then we subtract their arguments. So pi over 3 minus pi over 4 is 1 over 12, is pi over 12. So it's cos pi over 12 plus I sine pi over 12. So a really simple result. When you multiply the modulus and add the argument. When you divide the modulus and subtract the argument. Okay, here are some more examples. So here are two complex numbers given an exponential form. How do we find z times w? Well, we simply multiply the moduluses, so that's 15, and we add the arguments, so that is pi over 2 plus pi over 3, and so we get 5 pi over 6 there, so that's 15e to the 5i pi over 6. Now what about when we divide? Well, when we do this, we divide the modulus, so 5 over 3 is just 5/3. And then the argument we subtract, so we do pi over 2 minus pi over 3, which is pi over 6, and so that's I pi over 6. Let's take a look at this one here. So this one's in exponential form, this one's in modulus argument form. So zw here, we multiply the moduluses, so 10 times 2 is 20, and then we add the arguments. So the arguments here are minus pi over 4, so minus 1/4 pi, and then on this one it's pi over 6, so plus pi over 6. And for that we get minus pi over 12, so it's e to the minus I pi over 12. And when we're dividing, well, we divide the moduluses, so 10 over 2 is 5. And then we subtract the arguments, and this time it's minus a quarter pi, and then minus a sixth pi, and that's minus 5 over 12 pi. So it's 5e to the minus 5i pi over 12. So that's how we multiply and divide numbers. Quite a simple process in the end, but much easier when we're already in polar or exponential form.